Good day everyone, this is Patrick from EasyFX Code Trading System, and it is Sunday the 6th of October 2019, and this is the weekly analysis for the Euro, Cable and Aussie dollar for the second week of October. Let's take a look at the Euro, and this is the daily chart where it started off the week under the upper channel trend line, dipped lower to hit the 138 pip extension level, but managed to find support to recover on Tuesday and continued all the way till Thursday with a couple of poor US economic news on ISM manufacturing and non-manufacturing PMIs. So the euro gained on that, but then on Friday it could not break higher above the 110 level as there was mixed report on the US job front, and it pulled back slightly but still above the monthly pivot as well as the weekly pivot to close the week. So we'll see whether there's going to be a continuation move for next week or whether it will consolidate. There was a previous intermediate support level here. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. This was on Thursday and then Friday where it attempted to climb up higher but failed. So it could be a short-term double top, but as long as it finds support within this zone, then it could be just a consolidation area. It may not be a reversal just yet. There's no key economic news for the Eurozone this week, and it's just the release of the ECB meeting accounts, the minutes on Thursday. There is the ECB coming up in 2 weeks after that as well. So there may not be any reason to break out higher, or neither will it break down back below the bearish channel trend line. So it could remain within these this trading zone of 70 pips or so, right up to the weekly R1 at the resistance and the channel trend line around the 109.30 area. Alright, let's move on to the cable, and found support down at the 62 pip level and the weekly S1 pivot level, and started to climb back up towards the weekly pivot and spike through it and the lower channel trend line, but could not sustain the bullish move through the resistance zone and pull back below the 38 pip retracement level. And the recovery for a couple of days was due to poor US economic data on the ISM manufacturing and non-manufacturing PMIs. And then also there was the Prime Minister Boris Johnson's revelation of his Brexit deal and final offer to the EU Council for review. So this week we'll see how that pans out and whether what further negotiations will entail. And this week there is only one key economic news for the UK. That's the GDP figure on Thursday, along with the manufacturing production figure. So the key driver will still be the Brexit deal negotiations and whether it is possible to move towards an agreement. And otherwise, there could be further volatility as the clock counts down towards the following week, where there is a summit with the European Council on the 17th October where the deal needs to be finalized, and then if not by the 19th of October, the UK government will need to follow the latest bill to request for an extension to Brexit, and we'll see whether Prime Minister Boris Johnson adheres with the law on that. So this week it could be some consolidation unless there's a breakthrough in the Brexit deal. There's support from the monthly pivot and the 50 pip retracement level. There's resistance at the weekly pivot, daily 55 EMA, as well as the lower channel trend line, and all boxed around the 123.50 zone. So we'll need to watch out for the price action at these resistance and support areas. Let's move on to the Aussie dollar. And the RBA had cut rates earlier in the week, and the Aussie dollar dipped lower but then managed to recover as well with the other major currencies against the US dollar with due to the poor US economic data. And then on Friday it managed to reach the weekly pivot back at 0.6770 area and managed to clear this intermediate resistance zone. Let's extend this previous triangle trend line, and this could be a significant break higher as he managed to break back above that. Now it needs to find support and retest support in this area, otherwise a bit lower at the weekly S1 in order to continue higher. It needs to find support at this trend line and then break out above the monthly pivot towards the 0.6800 level. That's also at a weekly R1 pivot level. So but if it falls below this zone, then there could be some further consolidation. So there's no key economic news this week, and then by the end of the weekend, Australian time will move into daylight savings, so it will shift forward an hour. So do be aware that Australia will start trading an hour earlier. Alright, so meanwhile, do check out my other videos on the weekly Ichimoku analysis for the euro and the cable, and as well as spot gold and dollar yen. Have a good trading week until Tuesday, where we follow up on our daily analysis. Right. Meanwhile, have a good trading week and cheers.